Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Now in this episode, I want to show you how to use Amazon Q Developer in chat applications to improve your observability. Now, this is what we are going to do. So we are going to have an application architecture. So let's say now I have a Lambda function, right? So let's say this is a Lambda function. And you can have like a lot of other components like an API gateway in front of it. Let's say API gateway. And then this is like all the requests are intercepted by a Lambda function. And then this Lambda is sending a messages to SQ, right? And for asynchronous processing. And then there's like another Lambda function, right? That is acting as a consumer. So it's polling messages from here and then writing to a, let's say a DynamoDB table. I mean, there could be like so many things happening in your application architecture, right? DynamoDB, right? So this is maybe writing to DynamoDB. And yeah, you can like imagine. So this can be like an event-driven architecture with so many other components. So in this case, like whenever we have some errors, warnings, right? We probably want to get them notified. So what we usually do is, so whenever there are some errors or warnings, we will have some CloudWatch matrices. For example, like there are by default, Lambda has certain CloudWatch matrices. Now let me show you that. So this is a Lambda function. So in this Lambda function, if you go to monitor section, you can see right away, you can see the invocations, durations, error counts, and so on. Now, if I just open invocations right here, you can see like there's one invocation and I can check view in metrics. And in this metrics, you can really look at the a metric name, like look at this. So invocations, and in the details section, if I click this edit button, so the metric name is invocations. So this is by default, Lambda is publishing any invocations that it receives to these metrics, right? So what we can do is like, if you want to have a look at all the invocations, you can set up an alarm. So let's say now you want to make sure you will have these Lambda functions always getting invoked. And if you see, let's say 1 hour that there are no invocations, there's something wrong. Maybe the upstream has some issues or something like that. So you need to be notified. So invocation is one of the matrices, and or it could be, let's say there are other matrices. For example, look at this. We have duration and errors and so on and so forth, even throttles, right? If your Lambda functions are getting throttled. Now these are built in or already available for this Lambda function. Now we can also publish our custom matrices from within our Lambda function to track custom things. For example, let's say this application or this Lambda function is handling some business logic, and you want to track a certain flow in your application architecture. So you can publish a custom metrics when your application or when the request flows in that particular flow, right? So you can track that particular use case or a business KPI too. So there are like various ways you can publish your own custom matrices using, let's say like the one of the easiest way that you can do is with the EMF or embedded metric form. You can log your in your Lambda functions in a way like it will automatically create a matrix for you, or you can use Lambda Power Tools or any other helper libraries to create these matrices. There are various ways that we can create matrices. Now the point is, whenever we want to track something, you can create a matrix and then you can set up some thresholds. For example, if there's a invocations, is that something that you are interested in? You can set up a threshold within 1 hour. There's 0 invocations. That's an alarm that we have to be alarmed about. So what we can do in that case is that we will be looking at one of these matrices. Let me show you in that diagram. And then we will have certain matrices. Let's say this is that invocation, and we will see if there are like less than, I don't know, 1 invocation in 1 hour, right? Then you should be alarmed. So what we do is we will publish, I mean, there are various things that we can do. We can invoke a Lambda functions also, but commonly what we do is like we will publish to an SNS topic. And then in this SNS topic, you can configure some email addresses, like so, email 1, email 2. So this SNS topic, whenever they publish, whenever this trigger hits, it will deliver to these subscribers. So this is what we usually happen. So whenever this happens, we get an email. Now, emails are good, right? Which is fine. But sometimes we miss emails. It could be due to like lots of alarm, which is of course another bad practice. You will have like lots of alarms and it's just noise. But there are some authentic reasons that we might lose an email as well. So what this Amazon Q developer helps us do is like we can configure, instead of like an email address, we can configure the Amazon Q developer a chat application, right? Amazon Q developer in chat application. We can do this, right? So whenever we are publishing a metrics, this will hit, and then we can configure Slack channel with Amazon Q developer in chat application, or it could be MS Team, and so on. Now you might think, okay, this is something common, right? We have seen it, which is correct, right? I mean, there are a lot of other third-party applications also supporting this. But what I find it very interesting is like whenever this happens, let's say the invocations less than 1 hour, there's no any invocation, so this particular metrics is go beyond that particular threshold. We can see that metrics image in the Slack channel, for example, this one, right? So this is that metrics image, right? We can see this in the Slack channel. So maybe it's a base 64 image, I don't know. It just show up, which is very interesting because now you can look at all the data points and you can easily understand, okay, there's something wrong. It could be like the duration. So in the durations, if you want to make sure that your Lambda function is always succeeding or the completed in less than 500 millisecond. If it is above that, you need that notified, and you will see that duration widget, and then you will see the data points that is above 500 milliseconds or 2 seconds or 3 seconds, like so. It's like visible to you. And then what you can do is you can initiate a discussion with Amazon Q to show up the logs, and then it will pull down the logs in that particular timestamp, what has gone wrong. So you can like look at it and then have a discussion with the Amazon Q developer to find out the root cause. That's really interesting and very powerful because this is something inside AWS. Okay, so that's what we are going to do, right? So what we can do is like we can go to our Amazon Q. So you can search for Amazon Q. Yeah, look at that, Amazon Q developer rather. You can click on this, and if you open this one, okay, where was it? Yeah, here. So when you select Amazon Q developer, now you will see the different widgets. Amazon Q developer in AWS console, and this is what we are interested about. Amazon Q developer in chat application. Now have a look what do say. This says like Amazon Q developer is available in chat application to make it easy to monitor, operate, and optimize your AWS applications in your Microsoft Teams and Slack channel. So this is exactly what we need. So we can click here to get started. Now look at that. I can go ahead and configure a client. So the first thing that we need to do is configure a client. So Amazon Chime is already there, but we can click configure new client, and look, I have Microsoft Teams and Slack. So I'll choose Slack here. And now I have to authorize to Slack. Like, I have provide authorization to interact with the Slack or redirected to Slack. I can click configure and make sure that your Slack is open. And if you have a workspace, you have to be an admin or so. You have to have some permission so that you can allow this. So I'll click allow. So this is my workspace. I'll show you that workspace, right? So this is my workspace. So I have like a bunch of Slack workspaces. So this is something that I just created. And in this workspace, I have the default channels, right? So these are like default channels. I'm going to create a new channel, by the way. So let's say click create and create channel. I'm going to create a public channel. Let's say notifications. That's my channel, and that's a public channel, and I'm going to create it. Right. So I have this channel, the new channel also created. So this is the channel that I need to get those information or the metrics, images, and the Amazon Q, so I can interact with it and then really dig deep into the issue. So I just created this notification channel, and from the Amazon Q developer in chat side, I just authorize Slack, and now I'm going to configure a new channel. So I can click here and then say notification channel. This doesn't has to be the channel name. You can name it anything because this is at the AWS end, right? And then the login. I'll just select that. What does this mean? This means Amazon Q developer automatically logs audit events, user initiated commands, because I mean from Amazon Q developer in chat application, when you configure with Slack or MS team, you can run commands, right? And if you want to keep track of them, you can like enable logs. Then you know like what all messages or the commands were initiated from the Slack channel. So I'll select like all events, and this is the place where we configure the Slack channel with the AWS Q developer in chat application channel. So here in Slack, it's a public channel, and let's see if it shows up. Here you go, notifications, and then the permission. Look at this permission. Amazon Q developer requires IAM role, right? Just like in any other AWS service. Now Q developer needs permission to run CLI command to respond to interactive messages, right? So AWS IAM role can be a channel IAM role or user role depending on your role setting. Both roles types indicate what permissions the channel member has. Channel guardrail control what action channel members can take. So there are two things, right? So first one is IAM role. So IAM role, we have to set it at the channel level. So I'm going to use an IAM role here. So I will just select, the channel role settings. So if I choose a channel role, all the channel members share the same permission. So that's what I'm going to use. I'll select this one, and the channel role, I'm going to create a new channel role, and let's give it a name. AWS chatbot demo role. And now I can select one or more policy templates. Amazon Q developer will generate role for you. For more information, okay. So what permissions or the policies are there? You can see these two are like already selected for me. The notification permissions allows Amazon Q developer to retrieve metrics graphs from Amazon CloudWatch. This is what I was talking about. Having just this one allows me to receive this metrics graph. And then Amazon developer Q access permission enable interactions with Amazon Q developer without administrator access. So this is another permission I would add. And there are a bunch of others. For example, let's say read only command permission, Lambda invoke command permission. I can even invoke a Lambda function from my Slack, because I can have, let's say, predetermined actions and bake it in a Lambda function. And whenever I receive an error, then I can just run that Lambda function, and that Lambda function may do something and then fix that issue, right? Or it could be, let's say, SSM, right? I can run an SSM command. So there's like a bunch of things that we can do. I will just keep these two defaults as it is. And then the guardrail policies. So this is something interesting. So guardrail policies provide detailed control over the actions your channel members can take. So this one is about getting the information, right? And the guardrails is about like performing actions from your channel. So guardrails are applied at the runtime to both IAM roles and users. So here you will define the IAM role, and this is like actually adding on top of that. So maybe like you have more permissive policy here, but if you have a guardrail that is less permissive, this one will have more priority, right? So what channel members are allowed to do is to intersection. You can see it is the intersection of role permissions and guardrail permission. So your role can have like very broad permissive policies, but if your guardrail is like small, a little bit of permission, then that's the one, like that's the what is it called, the intersection, right? So that's all you get. So as for the guardrail, let's see what all we have. Yeah, here I will just have the read-only access. That's fine. And the notification, okay. The notifications, okay, what is SNS topic? Okay, let me show you that one. So what is this SNS topic that Amazon Q developer should be subscribed to? That's what it is, the SNS topic. Now I can set up an SNS topic. So right now I'm in, let's say in Ohio region. Let's say what is the topic that we have. I have already created, let's say AWS chatbot SNS. If you don't have it, you can just go ahead and create a SNS topic, right? You can just go to SNS and I can create a new one. Make sure it's standard. First in, first out doesn't work if I'm not mistaken as of now. And here I will say, right, that's mine. And the display name is also the same. And then I just create the SNS topic. And this is the one I'm going to refer it. So you get that I have the ARN and the display name. And let me go back to my Q developer. Okay, this is where we were. I will refresh it. And now I should see my Q notification. I can have like one or more SNS topics subscribing to Amazon Q. The channel that I'm configuring right now. But for now, like I need only one, right? I just need any matrices and triggering this SNS topic, we will receive that matrix image. So this is the topic that I just subscribed, and that should do. I will click configure. Look at that. So it's configured. It's already configured and enabled. Channel name, notification, login level. We are logging everything. Channel role, and there you go. We have it. All good. That's the first thing, right? Now I can have this Lambda function. So the other Lambda function I've been just showing you, chatbot Lambda. And here, if you go to the code, I just purposefully that I'm sending or throwing an error, throw news error, silly error, right? So I just throw it, and look at that. If I click test, I can see this error. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click monitor and subscribe to errors. I already have some errors. I click expand this one and then click view in matrices. And look at that. This is the error, and I can expand the detail. You can see the metric name itself is error, right? And this is the one I want to set an alarm. So here in the action, you can see here, create an alarm. By the way, I don't think you guys can see it because of my image. Okay, so look at this. So this is the error. And if I move it a little bit here, I can create an alarm. Create alarm. Let me click that. It will take me to here. Let me get myself out of the way. Okay, look at that. So the matrix is this, and the function is this, sum. Okay, within 1 minute. If it is, let's say, static threshold greater than 0. Okay, whenever I see at least one error message within 1 minute, I need to be triggered. I need to trigger this metric. I'm going to click next. And this is in alarm. So I have to be alerted right away. And then I'm going to send the notification to the SNS topic. So what notification, what SNS topic? Existing SNS topic. And I have my Q notification. That should do. Look at this endpoint. So it is usually like we will have email addresses also, but now this endpoint is global.sns API chatbot Amazon AWS.com. And that's it. So I'm going to click next and give it a name and click next and create alarm. Okay, so the alarm is created. So still there's insufficient data because I have to create some errors. But before doing that, now I also want to configure the Slack channel I created. So this is the notification channel I created. So here we have to make sure that we install a new app. So you can click under apps, browse apps, and you can search for Amazon Q. There you go. So this, I already installed it. You can just search for it and you will see the install button, install it. So once you install it, it should show up here under the apps. And now you have to configure this app in your channel. So you can click the channel. So this is the channel that I want to configure. By the way, I have like already connected it. So that's what I'm seeing it. If not, like what you can do is you can click here and then right click, view channel details, and then integrations and apps. Make sure you add that app here into your channel, right? You can just add that channel. I added that Amazon Q. Look, I already received a notification from AWS CloudWatch Alarm Threshold Cross. I can click see more. Look, this is what I was talking about. Look, I can see the metrics right away. This is the base 64 image. And that's amazing, right? I can see there's like a error right here. And I can click show error logs. Now, when I do that, I can't get the logs for you because the demo role is missing permission related to the commands. Okay, so now we need to know what additional permission this needs. So what I did is like I tag Amazon Q and I asked from him, what permission do you need to fetch logs? And then it told me, okay, these are the permission that I need. So in fact, it gave me a policy here. So this is what I'm going to include in my IAM role policy. So let me just copy this one. And then I go to Amazon Q developer in chat application, go to my channel or Slack channel. So this is my Slack channel. And let me click this configuration channel. So this is the channel IAM role. So I can select this and that will open the IAM role. I can see there's like 2 permissions associated with this role. And let me open this. So it says CloudWatch describe get list. So I will include that additional permission it says. Okay, right now I have describe get all and list, right? Okay, let me open this one and then I will create a new one here. And let's add this, right click, copy. And here, paste. Let me select action and optimize for readability. Okay, this looks good. So I added it. And let's click next. And I'm going to save it. Okay. Looks good. Now let me come back here. And let's request for logs again. Show logs. What would it say this time? Ah, look at that. Now I can see the logs. It says the error type and the silly error, the error that I thrown. Now look how easy it is. And it also show me the command that it ran. Now, by the way, all these commands in the interactions are getting logged because we enable that logs to CloudWatch so that it's auditable, right? Anything that you have run from the Slack KMS team. Okay, so this is what I want to show you guys. So it's quite interesting and you can have like a natural language discussion with it once you have the logs and it has like more context, right? So you can now use Amazon Q to have more discussion. And if this is not enough, you can discuss it and try to find out the root cause. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. I hope this can be useful to you. I'll see you in another video. Thanks.